Okay, so I'm here in Vinton Furnace State Forest. It's May 2nd, about 45 degrees, I think. Kind of a cool start to May, but it feels pretty good out, so can't complain. And I'm going to show you the Belgian Coke Ovens. But first we gotta cross this rickety old bridge here. I'm thinking it was probably built 1920s or so at the latest. See if there's any sort of nameplate on it. Here's a good look at the old sandstone abutment, whatever you'd call it, down there. Sandstone from somewhere in the hills here. Also, I believe this is Raccoon Creek, maybe? Oh, I'll check in a second. Might be Raccoon Creek. But anyway, I'll give you some history as we walk over towards the Coke Ovens, so you know some of the context. So that creek was Elk Fork, actually. But, so the Belgian Coke Ovens were part of the operations of Vinton Furnace, which was run by the Vinton Coal and Iron Company. They were in operation from 1854 until 1883, and I believe they were coal-fired up until 1874, which is when they switched to coke. And that is when the Belgian Coke Ovens were constructed, so they could turn the coal into coke. The Coke Ovens never were very successful because of the low quality of the coal in the area. It was very rich in sulfur, so it wasn't very conducive to making coke. And then in 1883, like I said, they went out of business, which is in part because of how unsuccessful it was with the poor quality of the coal, and also the Panic of 1873 didn't help. But yeah, kind of just hoping I'm going the right way. I know the general area, so we're just following this path, I guess. But I should also mention this: we're in the Hanging Rock Iron region, which kind of extends from like this area of Ohio down into Kentucky, and I think in a bit of West Virginia. It was once the most productive iron producing region in the U.S. until the Great Lakes took over, like around Lake Superior and whatnot. This path looks promising. And so Vinton Furnace as a town, it once had a post office up until about 1901, and they employed a lot of German and Polish immigrants. Nothing really remains of the town, I don't believe. Like I said, the post office was gone in 1801, and I believe most of the town would have kind of all but disappeared by the 40s or 50s. There are still remains of the furnace itself, like just a few blocks though, kind of the foundation of it. I don't know where exactly it is, but I did find a picture online from the year 2000, and it is existent somewhere here, so might try to look for that. But first I gotta find the ovens here. The wildflowers out here are a bit past peak, but there's still some stragglers hanging on. It is still May, of course. Looks like we got a cream violet here with some normal violet down there. There we go. I don't really know what this tiny thing is. Doesn't look like garlic mustard. Could be. Don't know. I forget what these are too. Aster? I'm not sure. Cool stuff though. My shoes are now thoroughly soaked. But here we are at the Coke Ovens. Really cool to finally see this. I've been wanting to look at these for a while. There are 24 of them total. And let's take a look. very wet. Got a nice new sign up. Wish it weren't right there. That's going to be in the way of the pictures, but glad they put this up. It's still really neat. There's some more reading if you care to read it. So I don't know how exactly the coke ovens would have functioned. I mean, they would have put coal in these and then fired it. I don't know if it was quite that simple, but that's what it looks like. See where there would have been a vent up there in each of these. Well, a lot of holes in it too. For airflow, I suppose. See right there. It almost looks like some kind of Roman aqueduct on a very small scale. Let's go on top. Here is the other side. See, we got some mayapple out here. A lot of mayapple. Really neat site. As always with these abandoned industrial sites, it's crazy to imagine the working conditions. Would have been so incredibly hot and very long hours, I'm sure, with working late labor standards being as relaxed as they were. But I'll try to see if I can find the furnace remains. Show you that if I do. Here's a closer look at the bricks. If these really are from Belgium, I wonder what kind of advantage that would have brought to import bricks rather than make them on site or bring them in from a nearby town. Not sure. The vaulted ceilings are really neat though. Super neat. I did think I should note, I was just reading the sign again, and I forgot to mention that the plant did produce plenty of iron. They just had to bring it in by coal, or by train. They brought higher quality coal in by train, since the coal here did not produce very good coke. So I suppose they used the coke oven still, they just didn't use coal from the property, of course. They used the coal they brought in. Also, look at the size of these sandstone blocks at either end of the coke ovens. Pretty big. Not the biggest I've seen, but very respectable size of sandstone blocks. It's pretty big. Cool stuff. Here's the remains of the furnace, for sure. I'll head down there in a minute. Got an awesome view overlooking the valley of Elk Fork. The wildflowers up here are really nice. See some redbud. It's already well past its budding, but there's still a little bit of pink on there. Good stuff. Here it is. The remains of Vinton Furnace. Just incredible how green it is. It's so jungle-like right now. There's really not much left of it. It's pretty well crumbled down. See, there's some other foundations over this a ways. Not sure what sort of structures or whatever would have been on top of those, but clearly was something. Try to get a clearer view of this. There you go. It's interesting that it's like, I don't know, I guess this hole wouldn't have been here, so it would have been flatter for working in it. Working my way to the back of it. So this would have been built 1854, I believe, which is when I said the company was founded. Super neat site. So the guy mentioned that I was talking to that there's another bridge, so I'm gonna go check that out now. Once I take some shots of this place. Seems the rain has caught up to me. It just started. Look at the size of this sycamore tree though. Got 2 trunks on it. It's giant. It's really cool. And there's the bridge headed over there. This one definitely looks significantly more sketchy than the other. Also seems maybe a bit newer. I don't know. At least it's bigger. Slightly. Very bouncy. Well, I suppose it's with the bridge closed sign that we'll end this one. Really cool site. Hope you learned something. And hope that it was interesting. Thanks for watching.